TitleMatchNetwork.com.
When you went into WWF, was there any other baby faces that were afraid that you were going to come and take their spot or any kind of heat like that?
Hillbilly Jim. Hillbilly and I butted heads a lot, and a lot of folks liked Hillbilly Jim. He's a likable guy, and, you know, personally, I enjoy him. But professionally, his gimmick and my gimmick were close, and we had a lot of times we did that. We did prime time with Vince, where Vince was at the table. It was me and Hillbilly on one side, and Kurt and Bobby on the other side of the table. And Hillbilly and I butted heads a few times doing those shoots.
Okay. Any stories that you remember offhand? Anything off camera?
Nothing in particular with that. Later on, I'm sure we're going to get to that story, but we'll get to that one later on where I had trouble with it.
Okay. What are your memories of winning the first Royal Rumble back in '88?
Yeah, it didn't
mean anything?
Didn't mean nothing. A lot of folks asked me that question, and it was just another night's work. Didn't realize the significance of it at that point.
Okay.
Of course, back then you did the show that night, and you were in, Madison Square Garden the next night. It was just another night at work.
Yeah, but did it all kind of just blur together?
Just blurred together.
No. You mentioned doing the show earlier with Heenan and Kurt Hennig. What were they like?
Kurt, God bless him, was one of my best friends in the business. Good man. Bobby Heenan's a good friend too.
Yeah.
Bobby, one of the most quick-witted, best colored guys I think there is in the business. Yeah.
What was it like doing all the verbal altercations?
Oh, it was great, man. The outtakes would have, I'm sure they got them on tape somewhere, but they were great. That was a lot of fun doing that show at the old WWF. They had that warehouse, where they had the merchandise and stuff. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Vince was fun back then. Vince is a fun guy, He's a businessman. He's going to step on you as much as have fun with you, but just keep that in perspective.
Yeah. Were there any outtakes that come immediately to mind or anything that's particularly funny?
One in particular is everybody had live mics, and Heenan went up to go to the restroom. all of a sudden they hit the live mic on the speakers. You can hear Bobby there taking a tingle. It was pretty comical. And of course, Hillbilly and I, that's when Hillbilly and I were kind of feuding a little bit. And of course, this would be the camera angle. I had the seat next to Vince, and Hillbilly was here, so I'd be here talking. I'd be talking like this, and old Hillbilly get one of these deals, I'd be like, my camera time, It's a business.
Did it ever almost come to blows between you and Hillbilly?
Not Hillbilly, no.
Any memories of your feud against Dino Bravo and Earthquake?
Quaker, yeah. I can remember one spot with Quake. I was working with him somewhere, and I forgot it was, he was supposed to slam me. He gave me a bump, and then he was supposed to slam me, and I was supposed to roll out of the ring. So, boom, he gave me the bump, and I started rolling. I forgot the slam part. He kind of kept trying to catch me, and I'm rolling out of the ring. I forgot all about the slam. He's like, finally got me by the ear, and he yanks me back in. I'm like, what the? He picks me up, and I said, oh, yeah, slam. I forgot the slam part. But one of the best spots, I was Big Quaker, and Jimmy Hart was his manager. Mike McGurk remember Mike, the ring announcer, the little ring announcer? She's a hot little girl. Her dad wanted the boys. He named her Mike. Anyway, so Mike always looked good. So I rolled out of the ring one night, and when I'm inside the ring, I used to throw the 2x4 up as high as I can and get out of it, just trying to catch it. I try to catch it with one hand. And just by luck, I've always caught it. I haven't dropped it on TV. At house shows I missed it, but on TV I've always caught it. But when I'm outside the ring, because the fans are right there, I don't throw it as high, and I catch it with both hands. So Mike's right there, I threw it up, and I looked down at Mike and said, hey, Mike, you got nice shoes. I turned back, boom, the board hit me in the head. Down I go, I'm juiced, and blood squirting everywhere. I roll back in the ring, and poor Jimmy Hart, he's like, he's bleeding, jeez, he's bleeding, Jimmy. Anyway, so we have the match, we finish the match. We go back to the dressing room, the paramedics are back there, they're like, what happened? I hit myself with my board. What's that? I said, I hit myself with my board, And of course, Rene Goulet come up and said, that was great, Hacksaw, maybe do that tomorrow night. Big pop.
What was Jimmy Hart like back then?
I tell you, if I owned a business, I would want Jimmy Hart working for me. Jimmy is not happy unless his pager's going off. He's on the cell phone, has a message coming. Jimmy goes 100 miles an hour, man.
there any changes from Jimmy Hart from now? And
No, Jimmy's the same. I'm sure he was the same as he was when he was with the Gentrys. Jimmy's one of those 100-mile-an-hour guys.
How about Randy Savage? What was he like?
Macho is macho. You know, there's no difference between Macho in the ring and Macho right now. He be talking to you like this. Like, Macho, take a Valium. Come on, brother.
Do you think it was just with Macho, it's kind of too much into living his own gimmick? And
It's a short man complex, I guess. I don't want to tell Macho, stand up when you're talking to me. Oh, sorry, Macho, you already are.
I take it, did you guys get along okay?
No, I get along okay with Macho. I bust his chops, you know. Since the Spider-Man deal, I've seen him since then. He seems to get a little bit of a big head. But